Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. In the quiet hours of the night, when most families are tucked in bed, a mother sits on the edge of her son's bed, quietly watching him sleep. Her thoughts swirl in a whirlwind of hopes, worries, and dreams for his future. She wonders what kind of man he will grow up to be. Will he be kind? Will he be strong? Will he have the confidence to face the world? Or will he shrink away from it? Mothers of sons carry a unique weight, one that often goes unnoticed but is undeniably present: the weight of raising a boy into a man and the desire to do it well. Every day, in countless small moments, mothers make choices that shape the trajectory of their sons' lives, even if they don't realize it at the time. The quiet words of encouragement, the firm guidance during moments of rebellion, the comfort and discipline offered when their sons falter. All of these build the foundation for the men they will become. But it is not an easy task. The modern world is filled with pressures and challenges, both for mothers and for their sons. The definition of masculinity is in flux. Men are told to be strong, but also gentle, to be confident, but not arrogant, to pursue success, but to balance it with emotional vulnerability. And in this shifting landscape, mothers often find themselves struggling to understand how to nurture the qualities of strength, compassion, and resilience in their sons. Meg Meeker's Strong Mothers, Strong Sons speaks to this struggle. It's not just a book about parenting. It's a call to arms for mothers who want to raise extraordinary men in a world that too often undervalues true strength, wisdom, and integrity in men. It's about teaching mothers how to be the guides, the supporters, and the architects of the future. To raise sons who are not only able to take on the world, but who will also use their strength to change the world for the better. Through decades of experience as a pediatrician, counselor, and parent, Meg Meeker has seen firsthand the powerful impact that mothers have on the lives of their sons. She knows that the early years are crucial. It's during these formative years that boys begin to learn about themselves, their identity, and their place in the world. But she also knows that it doesn't end there. The lessons of strength, leadership, love, and responsibility must continue throughout a son's life. At its heart, Strong Mothers, Strong Sons is a manual for mothers who want to give their sons the best possible foundation for success, both in their personal lives and in the world beyond. It's a guide to raising emotionally intelligent, self-sufficient, and compassionate men. It's about teaching them not just to survive, but to thrive, to be leaders, not followers, to hold themselves to high standards of character, and to demand the same of the world around them. But how does a mother go about raising a son to be truly extraordinary? What are the tools, the strategies, the lessons that mothers need to impart? What does it take to raise a son who can navigate the complexities of adulthood with grace, strength, and confidence? One of the key lessons in this book is understanding the essential roles mothers play in shaping their son's character. The mother-son relationship is unlike any other. The bond between a mother and her son is profound, and yet it is often underappreciated in discussions about parenting. While fathers may provide important role models for masculinity, it is the mother's influence that shapes a son's emotional landscape. It is the mother who teaches him how to love, how to give, and how to understand the world in a deeper, more compassionate way. A strong mother creates a solid emotional foundation that helps her son grow into a man who can connect with others, face challenges with courage, and walk through the world with empathy. But strong mothers don't just shower their sons with affection and care, they also challenge them. They know that their sons need boundaries, discipline, and guidance. They understand that a son's character is not built by coddling or indulgence, but by tough love and high expectations. Strong mothers set the bar high and expect their sons to rise to meet it. They teach their sons the value of hard work, of respect, and of taking responsibility for their actions. They are not afraid to show their sons the tough love that sometimes means saying no or pushing them out of their comfort zones. Throughout Strong Mothers, Strong Sons, Meg Meeker offers a roadmap for how mothers can raise their sons to be strong, resilient, and extraordinary. She offers invaluable insights, drawn from her years of experience as a clinician, but also from her deep understanding of the human heart. She knows that raising a son isn't just about teaching him to be a good man. It's about teaching him to be a great man. A mother's influence over her son's life doesn't stop when he turns 18, when he leaves for college, or when he gets married. The lessons continue. And in many ways, a mother's work is never done. The relationship between a mother and her son is one of the most enduring and transformative of all human bonds, and it's one that shapes both the son and the mother for life. As you turn the pages of this book, you'll find practical, actionable advice on how to foster your son's emotional growth, how to help him build self-confidence, and how to instill in him the values of courage, responsibility, and empathy. You'll also discover how to navigate the complexities of adolescence and the sometimes turbulent years of young adulthood. But more than that, you'll find wisdom that will empower you to be the strong mother your son needs. A mother who can teach him the most important lessons of all: how to be true to himself, how to love unconditionally, and how to use his unique gifts to make the world a better place. The task may seem daunting. The stakes are incredibly high. But with the right knowledge, the right mindset, and the right heart, you can raise a son who will go on to do extraordinary things. And it all starts with you. The strength you show, the love you give, the lessons you teach. A strong mother is the foundation for a strong son. And together, they can build a legacy that will last for generations. Chapter 1. The Power of Motherhood. In the opening chapter, Meg Meeker dives deep into the powerful influence a mother has over her son's life. She introduces the idea that mothers are not just caregivers. They are the foundation upon which a boy's sense of identity and masculinity is built. Meeker highlights that while society tends to overlook or undervalue the role of a mother, it is crucial for raising strong, emotionally healthy men. She shares stories from her own practice as a pediatrician, where she observed the pivotal moments when mothers helped shape their sons' futures. The chapter emphasizes that mothers are the first teachers of empathy, responsibility, and resilience. Meeker encourages mothers to embrace this power, using their intuition and authority to guide their sons through the challenging stages of life. The lesson here is clear. The role of the mother is irreplaceable. Meeker stresses that mothers need to believe in their ability to raise extraordinary sons, even when it feels like an uphill battle. It's about being present, involved, and showing your son how to navigate life with confidence and integrity. Chapter 2. Boys need fathers, but mothers can help. In this chapter, Meeker discusses the irreplaceable role fathers play in the development of their sons, but she also outlines how mothers can support the father-son bond even in the absence of a father. Whether the father is present or not, mothers must help foster a relationship that encourages the son's masculine identity. Meeker explains how boys look up to their fathers as models of strength and purpose, but they also rely on their mothers to help them understand these qualities. She provides advice for mothers who are single or whose partners are disengaged. By encouraging and supporting a healthy father-son relationship, mothers can help their sons develop respect for men and a deeper sense of their own masculinity. She even outlines the benefits of grandfathers, uncles, or mentors in providing these masculine role models when a father isn't around. Meeker's message is that even if a mother cannot provide the role of a father, she can still help her son develop the emotional maturity he needs by ensuring he has male role models in his life. Chapter 3. The Importance of Discipline. Discipline is the cornerstone of this chapter, where Meeker explains how consistent boundaries and discipline contribute to raising strong, responsible boys. She warns against the modern trend of indulgence, where children are often given too much freedom without the necessary structure to help them thrive. Meeker emphasizes that boys need limits and consequences in order to learn self-control, accountability, and respect for others. However, she differentiates between discipline rooted in love and discipline that comes from anger or frustration. The key, she argues, is for mothers to implement rules with patience, consistency, and clear communication. She also shares stories from her clinical practice of parents who inadvertently spoiled their sons, and how those boys struggled later in life when faced with challenges that required perseverance. Meeker encourages mothers to set rules that reflect their values, modeling the behavior they want to see in their sons. Chapter 4. Teaching Sons to Respect Women. This chapter focuses on a crucial lesson for all mothers: teaching their sons to respect women. Meeker acknowledges that raising boys in a world that often confuses or minimizes gender equality can be challenging. However, she stresses that mothers are the first and most important teachers of respect. Meeker gives advice on how mothers can model respect for women by treating themselves with dignity and demonstrating healthy relationships. She also discusses the importance of talking to sons about women's rights, autonomy, and equality in a straightforward manner. Her message is simple yet profound. Boys learn by watching how their mothers treat others, so mothers must live their values out loud. Through stories and research, Meeker shows how boys who are raised to treat women with respect grow up to form healthier, more egalitarian relationships with women. This chapter highlights the importance of instilling the understanding that true masculinity involves equality, kindness, and respect. Chapter 5. The Need for Emotional Strength. Here, Meeker tackles the issue of emotional strength, which he believes is just as important as physical strength for raising an extraordinary man. She points out that society often teaches boys to suppress their emotions, equating vulnerability with weakness. However, Meeker argues that emotional intelligence is a critical component of a man's success and happiness. She explains that mothers should encourage their sons to express emotions in healthy ways, teaching them that emotions are natural and should be dealt with constructively. Rather than shutting down their feelings, mothers can help their sons build resilience by teaching them how to cope with sadness, frustration, and fear. She provides practical suggestions for opening up dialogues about emotions, helping boys understand that expressing their feelings does not make them weak. Rather, it makes them stronger and more self-aware. Meeker emphasizes the role of emotional support during key developmental stages like adolescence, where emotional turmoil is often at its peak. She encourages mothers to create a safe, open space where their sons feel heard and validated, even when they're struggling with their emotions. Chapter 6. Navigating the Teenage Years. This chapter delves into one of the most tumultuous periods in a mother-son relationship: the teenage years. Meeker provides practical advice for navigating these years with patience, love, and consistency. She highlights that during this phase, a son's need for independence and self-definition can lead to conflict and tension between mother and son. Meeker reassures mothers that while the teenage years can be difficult, they are also a time for mothers to solidify their influence and provide a guiding hand through the challenges of adolescence. She explains that during this period, boys are developing their values, and the mother's role is to encourage maturity and wisdom through conversations, role modeling, and boundary setting. Meeker suggests that mothers give their sons more responsibility during these years and allow them to make mistakes. The goal is not to control every decision, but to offer guidance and wisdom when needed. At the same time, it's important for mothers to recognize their sons' growing autonomy and to offer support rather than dominance. Chapter 7. The Importance of Friendship and Peer Influence. In this chapter, Meeker discusses the importance of positive friendships and peer influence in a boy's life. She explains how healthy friendships help boys develop trust, loyalty, and empathy, values that will serve them throughout their lives. Meeker argues that mothers should encourage their sons to build friendships with boys who share their values, and she offers advice on how to navigate the influence of peer pressure. She provides a key insight. While friends are critical in shaping a boy's identity, a mother could be a strong guiding force in helping her son choose the right friends. Mothers can encourage qualities like integrity, loyalty, and kindness by pointing them out in the relationships their son forms. Meeker also warns about the negative influence of bad friendships or toxic peer groups, and how mothers can help their sons recognize when they are being influenced in unhealthy ways. Chapter 8: Encouraging Responsibility and Independence. As boys mature into young men, responsibility and independence become essential qualities. Meeker dedicates this chapter to helping mothers raise sons who are capable of handling responsibilities in all aspects of life, from school and work to relationships and self-care. She provides practical ways for mothers to help their sons take ownership of their decisions and actions. Whether it's managing their time, finances, or obligations, instilling a sense of responsibility at an early age prepares them for adulthood. Meeker also discusses how letting go is necessary in order for sons to develop independence. It can be challenging for mothers, but allowing sons to experience the consequences of their actions, both good and bad, helps them grow into strong, capable men who take ownership of their choices. Chapter 9: Faith, Morality, and Values. In this chapter, Meeker talks about the role of faith, morality, and values in shaping an extraordinary man. She explores the importance of helping sons develop a strong moral compass and a sense of spiritual grounding, whatever their faith may be. Meeker emphasizes that mothers can instill values such as honesty, humility, and kindness in their sons through everyday actions, conversations, and decisions. She argues that these values, combined with a sense of purpose and faith, are what make a boy truly extraordinary, setting him on the path to becoming a strong, compassionate, and responsible adult. The chapter wraps up with a heartfelt call to action for mothers, to embrace their roles as shapers of future generations, to guide their sons with love, patience, and wisdom, and to know that they have the power to create the next generation of exceptional men. Chapter 10: The Power of Presence. In Chapter 10, Meeker focuses on the importance of a mother's physical and emotional presence in her son's life. She makes the case that being fully present for your son, both in the moment and consistently over time, has a profound impact on his development. In a world full of distractions, phones, work, social media, Meeker argues that one of the best things a mother can do for her son is to be there for him, fully engaged in his life. She shares stories of how boys thrive when their mothers make the time to attend to their emotional needs. Even small actions, like sitting down to eat together or having regular conversations, help create a sense of security and trust. Meeker also emphasizes that quality time often means more than quantity time, and that deep, meaningful connection matters more than the number of hours spent together. Through research and anecdotes, Meeker shows that sons who feel emotionally supported by their mothers are more likely to develop strong relationships later in life. Whether it's through simple conversations, sharing interests, or offering support during difficult moments, the mother's presence can serve as a stable foundation that helps her son become resilient, self-assured, and compassionate. Chapter 11: The Role of Encouragement. Chapter 11 centers around the power of encouragement in helping boys develop confidence and perseverance. Meeker explains that boys, like all children, need affirmation, especially as they face challenges. While it's easy for mothers to focus on what their sons are doing wrong, it's equally important to point out their strengths and accomplishments. Meeker discusses how encouragement helps boys build self-esteem and pushes them to keep trying, even in the face of failure. She highlights that boys often struggle with expressing their emotions, especially their vulnerabilities. When mothers encourage their sons, whether through words of praise, recognition of effort, or acknowledging their growth, they create a positive feedback loop. This not only boosts confidence, but also teaches boys that their efforts are valued. Meeker cautions against overpraising or offering empty praise, as it can lead to a sense of entitlement or a lack of resilience. Instead, mothers are encouraged to offer genuine encouragement that focuses on effort, persistence, and character, qualities that help boys grow into men who can handle life's setbacks with grace and determination. Chapter 12: The Crucial Role of Faith and Morality. Faith, morality, and values play a key role in shaping a boy into a man of character, and Meeker takes a deep dive into how mothers can instill these qualities in their sons. In Chapter 12, she discusses how spirituality and a strong moral foundation help boys navigate life with purpose and integrity. While faith in a particular religion is one avenue, Meeker argues that moral values, such as honesty, humility, kindness, and generosity, are universal principles that mothers can instill in their sons. Meeker shares how mothers can help their sons develop a sense of spiritual resilience by encouraging them to look beyond themselves and understand the bigger picture. This can include practicing gratitude, showing empathy, and engaging in conversations about right versus wrong. Mothers are urged to lead by example, living out their values in daily life, and using those values as the basis for the rules and expectations they set for their sons. She also touches on the importance of community in helping boys grow spiritually and morally, whether through family traditions, religious practices, or involvement in social causes. Meeker believes that when boys grow up in a morally grounded environment, they are more likely to develop a strong sense of identity, a commitment to serving others, and the wisdom to make ethical decisions as adults. Chapter 13: The Power of Humor. In this chapter, Meeker tackles the role of humor in parenting and how it can strengthen the mother-son relationship. She argues that laughter can be a tool for connection, stress relief, and conflict resolution. Boys, especially in adolescence, can be difficult to reach, but a good laugh can break through their defenses and bring them closer to their mothers. Humor is not about undermining the seriousness of life's challenges, but about creating a positive, lighthearted atmosphere where both mother and son feel free to be themselves. Meeker shares research on how laughter reduces stress and builds emotional resilience, and she suggests that mothers use humor to de-escalate tension during difficult conversations or disagreements. She highlights how humor also teaches boys that life doesn't have to be all about competition, achievement, and perfection. It's okay to be imperfect, to laugh at mistakes, and to find joy in the process of growth. She also touches on how humor helps boys connect emotionally with others and can even improve their relationships with peers. A mother who laughs with her son, as opposed to just correcting him, creates a more balanced and healthy relationship, one that allows for the sharing of joy, vulnerability, and understanding. Chapter 14: Building Leadership Skills. In Chapter 14, Meeker shifts gears to discuss the importance of developing leadership skills in boys. She argues that strong men are leaders, but they don't have to be born with these skills. They can be nurtured. Meeker provides a comprehensive guide to how mothers can help their sons develop leadership qualities, such as responsibility, decisiveness, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. She shares tips for encouraging boys to take on leadership roles in their schools, sports teams, and communities, emphasizing the importance of leading by example. Meeker explains that leaders have a sense of responsibility for others and are willing to make difficult decisions. Encouraging boys to make decisions and take ownership of their actions is crucial for their development as leaders. The chapter also discusses how leadership involves emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions. Mothers can help their sons develop these skills by encouraging them to be reflective about their own behaviors and to think about how their actions affect others. Meeker's goal is to help mothers raise sons who aren't just successful in their careers, but are also compassionate, inclusive leaders who can guide others with wisdom and empathy. Chapter 15: Encouraging Independence. Meeker wraps up the main body of the book by discussing the importance of fostering independence in boys. In Chapter 15, she highlights that while mothers play an essential role in their sons' upbringing, it's equally important to empower them to think and act on their own. The goal is to raise boys who don't need to rely on their mothers to solve their problems, but who are capable of making decisions and facing challenges on their own. Meeker emphasizes that mothers should allow their sons to experience natural consequences for their actions, whether those are positive or negative. This helps boys develop a sense of responsibility and teaches them that their actions have impact. Mothers are encouraged to step back at times, to allow their sons to experience failure or disappointment as a means of growing stronger. She also encourages mothers to teach their sons practical life skills, such as cooking, budgeting, time management, and self-care, all of which are necessary for independence. Meeker shares examples of how boys who were encouraged to be independent early on are better equipped to handle the challenges of adulthood, from navigating their careers to managing relationships and responsibilities. Conclusion: a call to action for mothers. In the final section of the book, Meeker offers a heartfelt and empowering call to action for all mothers. She reminds them of the incredible power they hold in shaping their sons into extraordinary men. Raising boys who are emotionally healthy, strong, and morally grounded requires patience, commitment, and love, but it's also a journey that pays off in the long run. Meeker acknowledges that raising boys can be challenging, especially in a world that often pulls them in conflicting directions. However, she encourages mothers to embrace their role with confidence and purpose, knowing that their influence is far-reaching and deeply impactful. The chapter concludes with a hopeful reminder that strong mothers raise strong sons, and these sons, in turn, will go on to become men who contribute positively to the world. Read the book to learn more. If you're liking the series, please subscribe and press the like button. Thank you.